It's a massive day at Sha Tin, a Group 1 double-header on Sunday. It's the City Hong Kong Gold Cup and the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup as well. A very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Very pleased to see I'm joined in the studio by our form analyst Graham Cunningham and caller Tom Wood as well. And Tom, we've got the stars out on the weekend for sure. We
do, Andrew. Beauty Generation and Beat the Clock clashing in the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup. This time set weights conditions as well, so it should be a fantastic clash between them. Of course, we know the record of Beat the Clock, we know the record of Beauty Generation. And then in the City Hong Kong Gold Cup for Exultant, I think it's a case of by how far.
All right, we will see. Out of handicap company beat a lot of the horses that faced him again last time, Graham. Jackpot-wise, though, what have we got to look forward to?
Yeah, various details in the Lally seat today. We have estimated dividend of $2 million and $700K in the double trio, $400,000 in the third double trio. That's races 9 and 10. Also $1.7 million in the 6-up with an estimated dividend of $4 million. But in terms of quality, star attractions and betting conundrums, all eyes on race 7, the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup and round 3. Between Beat the Clock and Beauty Generation. Beauty Generation has had the edge twice so far, but Father Time is tugging at his tail, and it will be split opinions all over Hong Kong as to which of those stars will come up best this time.
All right, we'll get onto that as well. Just another point, Tom, the licensing committee met this week, and we've got a couple of, well, say new jockeys, but familiar faces. They were riding here last season.
A few new old jockeys here. Wagner Borges going to be joining us again, and Aldo de Meyer, he went back, I think, due to family commitments, so he's coming back, and he'll be looking to pick up where he left off because he had a fairly successful stint here.
He certainly did. Neil Callan and Blake Shin stayed to the end of the season as well. Got a new £10 claimer joining the ranks through March, and also Victor Wong is back from injury as well. He'll be picking up rides for next weekend, so that's super news about Victor. All right, so we have a 10-race programme on Sunday at Sha Tin. We're on the A course, all 10 races on the turf. This is meeting number 45 of the season, 5 and 7 for the big ones. We kick things off with the Class 4 of the 1200 metres, headed by Hard Promise back into this grade. There has been a winner in the past. Happy Alumni, third last time out behind War of Courage. Melbourne Hall, third at Happy Valley last time out. Centenary Ibis and Regency Master, the two debutantes in the field. Encanto Prepared was fifth here, course and distance behind Undefeated last time out. Simply Fruit was run up at Happy Valley last time behind Master Albert, and Blazing Partners close to a class drop, gets a wide gate, does drop in trip from the 14 back to the 1200 metres. Hard Promise is the horse that's been up at Chung Fa and back within the last month, and that visit has been since his last start, Tom.
Good to slow the prediction here. A Compassion Star, he raced fairly handy in his first run over 1,000 metres, so he should have enough speed to be handy here. Hard Promise, he's got a relatively solid pace profile. Mr. Darth Vader, he could press forward there for Dylan Moe from that wide stall of 12. You've got a couple of debutants there as well, Regency Master and Centenary Ibis. Regency Master drawn wide.
Thanks, Tom. Pick up on the track work. 3 pieces. As you can see, Happy Alumni has a slightly awkward way of going, but he also has plenty of ability, and he will have Zach Purton on board back to 1200 this weekend. Melbourne Hall, low head carriage and pretty good finishing split here, 22.8 for Joe Moreira. He seemed to show that he was on the right track last time out. So he's another one for the shortlist for race 1 on Sunday. Encanto Prepared hasn't broken any records recently, but his last run did suggest that he's getting better. Fairly steady hit out here, but he does seem to be getting better bit by bit.
He does. I like him here in the first. We'll come back to him in a second. Let's start off, though, with Happy Alumni and Sacred Timing. This down the straight at the end of January. Of course, this is 1,200 metres on Sunday.
It was a better effort again from him last time out. You can see he was under a fairly vigorous ride coming towards the 250 metres. Zach was certainly getting into him, but he still did respond to that pressure and ran on a bit later. I'm not prepared to drop him off just yet. I think he's certainly a definite chance in this, Graham.
You'd see he just has a bit of high head carriage, but the ability is definitely there. So I think he has to be a leading player with Zach Purton on board.
Very quirky.
All right, Melbourne Hall. 3 starts so far, 2 of them at Happy Valley. The 2 at Happy Valley have been good. The one at Sha Tin, not so much. But this was his last start effort.
Yeah, it was a good performance, but as you can see, it takes him a good while to engage top gear. It could be just an experience, but he doesn't want to be getting too far back. Joe Moreira's on board. He's really getting the hang of things late on. So let's just take the view that he's gradually learning about the game and getting better.
I'll be keen to sort of see where he does end up in the run, because he was a little bit slow away last time out, but it was a definite improved effort. He was doing his best work late there.
The start before, he actually raced quite keenly and was not far off the speed. But anyway, that's Melbourne Hall. We move on next to Sparkling Star, Encanto Prepared, Mighty Valor and Melbourne Hall. Encanto Prepared gets the hang of things very late here.
Yeah, keep an eye on him, because he got slightly hampered in the run near the 800 metres, and he was finishing off quite nicely. Sparkling Star, they've made a gear adjustment with him, the hood coming off, the tongue tie going on for the first time. He's been back to the trials since this effort. He was ninth in that trial. I thought he finished off fairly well here behind Undefeated and also Power King. Of the rest in this race, Encanto Prepared was doing his best work late, and Mighty Valor, he's going to have the services. Alex Lai, he was a bit keen, I thought, last time out.
Good performance from Sparkling Star in third, but it is perhaps significant that Zach Purton, if he had the choice, has chosen Happy Alumni ahead of him.
All right, Simply Fluke, not much weight on his back here, Simply Fluke, and Mr. Darth Vader further back. Alexi Bedell has to deal with barrier 14 on Sunday, though.
Yeah, he keeps getting the rough end of the pineapple in draw terms, Simply Fluke, but he does have plenty of ability. As he showed here, he charged home late behind Master Albert. That was from a high draw, and he got well back, and this time he's drawn 14 again. I don't think it'll stop him running well, but whenever you see a hold-up horse drawn 14, there is some obstacles to overcome.
He's had 11, 12, 11, 11 and 14, so he's had a shock of a run.
All right, Compassion Spirit is the last one we're going to have a look at. Just one start for him so far. It was a good one, though, finishing fourth to Trust Me down the straight.
Yeah, the pace map predicting Compassion Spirit to lead Manfred Man Keith Young teaming up. Keith back from being indisposed on Wednesday night. He was ridden out a little bit here in this recent trial. I haven't got him in. I just want to see what he can do. His first up run didn't disgrace, so he was fourth. Stayed on okay behind Trust Me.
He has good ability, but this is a fairly tight little handicap, and he needs to improve up his game on what he's shown so far, I think.
All right, okay. After all of those clues at this stage of the game, Graham, Happy Alumni is our favourite. How do you line them up, though?
Yeah, I'm happy to stick with him. His head carriage is a little higher than ideal, but he does have ability. He's shown it plenty of times. So I'm going 2, 8, 13, 2. Happy Alumni, Sparkling Star, Simply Fluke to come calling late, and Mighty Valor to perhaps add a bit of value. Quinella with 2 as the banker with 8, 12 and 13.
Yeah, I'm also going with Happy Alumni on top, horse number 2 for Francis Loy and Zach Purton, gate number 1. He's not the easiest horse to deal with. It's still not quite there or mentally with him yet, but he's slowly improving as Happy Alumni. Melbourne Hall, I think, is the big danger. Quite interested in this first starter, Regency Master at 45s in the market. He's got the tongue tie on. He's out of a dam who was Group 1 placed, Group 3 win and placed in New Zealand. Did win a trial in New Zealand by 2 lengths. I thought travelled okay in the recent trial, wasn't pressured. Zach's been on board for all the trials. Karis Teton rides for Danny Shum, and Encanto Prepared. Nice work from him last time out. 2, 3, 7, 11.
Yeah, it's interesting, the Zach factor. It might have been a prior booking thing, but yeah, as you mentioned, he's been on board for all 3 trials. Encanto Prepared for me there in the first Happy Alumni, the Quinella horse there in race number 1.